Main man, made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't touched this just yet, and it's already been announced. We all know that Vladimir Klitchko will be facing Anthony Joshua in a unification match for Anthony Joshua's IBF heavyweight title and the vacant WBA heavyweight title that was vacated by Tyson Fury. Man, and the WBA sanctioned this particular fight, which I am not a particular fan of, given that Vladimir Klitschko lost that particular title fair and square. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. I think this is a decent fight. Don't get me wrong. It's a decent fight, but, I don't know, man. It's just something about this fight that just don't thrill me, if you will. You know what I mean? Maybe the fact that Vladimir Klitschko lost to Tyson Fury in his last fight, and that's the rematch that I really, really wants to see. Maybe that plays a part into it. But the fact that, I don't know, man, this is, Vladimir Klitschko will be 41 years old by the time he faces Anthony Joshua, man. And Anthony Joshua already won his IBF world title off a dude that we thought was, we didn't know much about him at the time, but he's choosing to be a nothing. And that's Charles Martin, man. And now we're about to see him fight for a vacant WBA title, in which, take in mind that Anthony Joshua was not in the runnings for, but he's going to fight for a vacant title. And Vladimir Klitschko lost this particular title, but whatever. Vladimir Klitschko is still rated #1 at the WBA. So I guess that somehow, some way is going to put him against Anthony Joshua, given that he had a rematch clause with Tyson Fury. But that fight never happened because Tyson Fury had ran into some problems, man. But I don't know, man. It's just, they said that at the press conference today, the people in the audience, the fight fans in the audience, was not thrilled over this fight as well. This fight is going to be taking place, from what I understand, thus far on Sky Sports pay-per-view. And they're talking about, they don't know whether or not HBO is going to put this on pay-per-view or not here in the States, because, neither one of these guys are like blockbuster stars here in America, man. Vladimir Klitschko been out of the ring for so goddamn long. On top of that, his last fight was a loss. In fucking Anthony Joshua's case, he's only had 2 fights here in America, and that was his last fight against Molina. And he had one more before that. I forgot who the other guy was, man. I don't know. But the fact is, he only had like 2 lower tier fights here that against guys that no one, for most fans here, don't even fucking know. You know what I mean? So neither one of them are pay-per-view attractions here in the States. They may do very well over there in the UK. We clearly see that Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Anthony Joshua, he did a fantastic job in negotiating this fight, to be quite honest with you. He got Anthony Joshua another title to be involved in this fight, and on top of that, he got him a much bigger venue that was going to be originally announced. I think the first fight, when they originally announced it, that they were trying to make this fight, they wanted to do it at Manchester. So now they're doing this thing in Wembley. They're talking about 90,000 seats, ladies and gentlemen, in which we saw that's going to be easily a new record for the UK, because as of today, their biggest fight is between Carl Froch and George Groves, in which Wembley packed in 80,000 for that particular fight. So this fight is definitely going to be lit if they fill the seats, which I'm pretty sure that they will. This fight is going to be lit, man. It's going to be fucking lit, man. And I just don't know, man. It's just, to me, Anthony Joshua has a very, very good chance of beating Vladimir Klitschko, given the age factor, given the fact that his inactivity. He has a very, very good chance of beating Vladimir Klitschko, and it's his win, believe it or not, for the Anthony Joshua detractors, is already loaded with fucking excuses. Oh, he beat up on an old man, blah, 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 blah. The fight that people, if they had it their way, if it was a perfect fucking world, the fight we will all get is Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. But we know that ain't happening, or which I think eventually will happen, ain't happening no time soon. Anthony Joshua signed that Showtime deal in which he fights with Showtime. Who knows what that may lead to? Anthony Joshua is also down with Showtime too, so the fight is very, very much possible. But we know that ain't happening no time, fucking soon. I would like to see him, or maybe Anthony Joshua versus a Tyson Fury, man. That would have been awesome, man. The fact of the matter is that the power rankings in the heavyweight division will once again be reshuffled once Tyson Fury does finally return. He will return and go back straight to the top. And everybody, I repeat, everybody at heavyweight will be gunning for Tyson Fury, because he's a walking promotional machine. The promotion for this fight is going to be shit. shit. Neither fighter is like this over brazen or over the top type dude. You know what I mean? They're both kind of humble guys, good fighters. You know, good warriors. Vladimir Klitschko had a very, very good career, Hall of Famer. You know, no one beat him in like 10 years or some shit, man. So he'll go to the Hall of Fame. But the fact still remains, and according to Vladimir Klitschko, he would love to be a 3-time champion, and that's good. You know, that's all great, man. And I wish you nothing but the best, man. But I'm going to watch this fight. If it's on pay-per-view, I'm going to order this fight. But if it was my choice, this would not be the fight that we will be seeing. I just want to see Vladimir Klitschko, you know, try to get his revenge against Tyson Fury. To me, I would be more interested in that. But whatever the fuck, I don't want to whine too much. You know, it is what it is. We got what we got. I'm going to enjoy the fight, and I'm going to love talking about the fight, and I'm going to love breaking this down strategically. But, you know, like I said before, man, Tyson, man. Where my man Tyson Montana at, man? Bring back Tyson Montana, man, so my man can come back and do what the fuck he does. You hear me, man? That's who I'm waiting on coming back to the heavyweight division. So they're talking about April 29th, Wembley Stadium, man. The WBA title will be involved. Anthony Joshua's IBF heavyweight title will be involved. Whatever the fuck. Anthony Joshua already, just off the top of my head, I think he will come into this fight with all the advantages. He has the youth. He will have the crowd, 90,000 people at his back. He will have, you know, I think in today's, between the two fighters, Joshua is probably the more stronger fighter. I mean, the dude has ended all his fights in fucking knockout, man. And I think Vladimir Klitschko, not only on the downside of his career, but you just look at his last performance against Tyson Fury. He just couldn't pull the trigger. I don't know if that's going to be the same Vladimir Klitschko that we see over and over again. I tried to tell people that Vladimir Klitschko was not nearly as good as he is today before he met Emanuel Stewart. You know what I'm saying? And now that Vladimir Klitschko is without Emanuel Stewart, I don't know if he is the same dude who went all of those years without being beat. You know what I'm saying? That's all I mean. So when you factor in all of these things off the top of your head, man, you will give the advantage off the top of your head before you're sitting down and really evaluating this thing. You're going to give it to Anthony Joshua. Given that Anthony Joshua's stock is on the rise, you know, the dude ain't doing nothing wrong. He's knocking everybody out. Sure, we want to see him step up in competition. Sure, we would like to see him in there with other champions, real champions, not Charles fucking Martin, you know what I mean? And we would really like to see how really good AJ is. But this fight will also be telling of that also. So, you know, we'll see, man. Vladimir Klitschko is no slouch. The average fighter still could not beat Vladimir Klitschko, in my opinion. Well, I ain't going to say that, because that last Vladimir Klitschko that we saw, I don't know who the fuck that was. That was the Vladimir Klitschko we used to see him before Emanuel Stewart. You know what I mean? I don't know who the fuck that was, but I don't know, man. Given all of those circumstances about this fight, that's why I'm just like, you know, yeah, I'll watch it. Okay, whatever. Hope I ain't got nothing else important to do. But whatever the fuck. To the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man, Made Man Boxing Forum. Google Plus, Main Man, Made Man UK. I hope y'all enjoy this shit. It's going to be 90,000 of y'all up in that stadium, man. I hope y'all enjoy this shit, you know what I mean, and get your money's worth, man, because us over here in the States, you know, we're not moved. You get me? To the next video. Peace out.